They're called the mystics, the advocates, the rare ones. INFJs walk through life with deep thoughts, powerful convictions, and strange habits that leave everyone scratching their heads. In this video, we're diving into 10 things INFJs do that make absolutely no sense, at least to everyone else. 1. They disappear to recharge even from people they love. Imagine spending a beautiful afternoon with an INFJ. Laughter, deep conversations, and then suddenly they vanish. No explanation, no warning, just gone. INFJs often retreat into solitude not because they're upset, but because they need that alone time to process their thoughts and emotions. To outsiders, this sudden withdrawal can seem confusing or even hurtful, but to the INFJ, it's simply self-preservation. 2. They're incredibly private but love deep conversations. They'll listen to your childhood trauma for hours, offer emotional insight, and make you feel deeply understood. But ask them about their own feelings and you'll hit a brick wall. INFJs crave deep, meaningful dialogue, but when it comes to opening up, they guard their inner world like a fortress. It's not that they don't trust you, it's just that their inner life is sacred, and sharing it doesn't come easily. 3. They sense things that were never said. You say, "I'm fine," but the INFJ tilts their head, pauses, and says, "No, you're not." INFJs are wired with razor-sharp intuition. They read microbe expressions, energy shifts, and emotional undercurrents like a sixth sense. To others, this can feel unsettling, almost like mind reading. But to the INFJ, it's just how they see the world. 4. They have intense contradictions. They want to be alone, but they hate being lonely. They crave connection, but fear vulnerability. They love people, but people exhaust them. INFJs are a walking paradox, and their behavior can feel like a puzzle with missing pieces. Even those closest to them can struggle to make sense of their ever-shifting emotional states. 5. They get obsessed with people, then pull away. INFJs can form deep, soul-level connections fast. When they find someone they resonate with, they may dive headfirst, imagining potential, meaning, even destiny. But once the idealization fades or their intuition spots red flags, they withdraw just as quickly. To others, this feels confusing or cold, but for the INFJ, it's their internal compass steering them away from misalignment. 6. They overthink simple situations. You text, "See you later." They wonder, did they sound annoyed? Was I too much? Should I have said thank you? INFJs can spiral into layers of analysis over things others wouldn't think twice about. They live in their heads, constantly interpreting meanings behind meanings. It's not paranoia, it's their way of finding patterns and protecting themselves. 7. They're planners but love spontaneity. INFJs often map out their day, their future, their dreams. Structure gives them a sense of peace, but suddenly they'll wake up and want to ditch the routine for an unplanned road trip or last-minute adventure. To others, this shift is baffling, but INFJs are guided by both vision and feeling, and when inspiration strikes, plans can wait. 8. They empathize with strangers but struggle in close relationships. They'll cry over a news story, comfort a complete stranger, or donate to a cause they just discovered. Yet, with those closest to them, they can seem emotionally distant or overwhelmed. Why? Because the emotional weight of intimate relationships is so much heavier. And INFJs often feel the pressure to be perfect in those roles, which leads to emotional withdrawal. 9. They speak in metaphors and symbols. INFJs rarely explain things in straight lines. They'll describe their emotions like weather, their dreams like galaxies, their fears like shadows. To logical types, this poetic language makes no sense. But INFJs naturally process life symbolically, decoding the world in layers, not facts. 10. They're selectively social. INFJs might avoid group dinners for weeks, then suddenly host a philosophical movie night with hand-picked friends. They're not antisocial, they're intentional. INFJs crave authenticity and depth. If the vibe feels surface level or performative, they'd rather stay home with their journal and tea. INFJs don't always make sense to the outside world, but that's because they're operating on emotional depth, intuition, and quiet wisdom most people never see. If you have an INFJ in your life, treasure their mystery. And if you are an INFJ, don't worry if others don't get it. You're not here to be understood, you're here to understand. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more MBTI content, and let us know in the comments. What's something you do that others never understand?